The football world thought Manchester United were finished. The fans were tired. The players looked lost. And Old Trafford, once the theater of dreams, had become a monument to frustration. But something's changing. And this time, it feels real. For the first time in years, Manchester United are not just fighting back. They're terrifying opponents again. The Premier League can feel it. Europe is starting to notice. And what's happening under Ruben Amorim might just be the beginning of a new era. Because this isn't luck. This is a revolution built on pain, patience, and precision. The fall from grace. Let's rewind. By the end of the 2024-25 season, United were unrecognizable. 15th in the league. Out of Europe, out of hope. Every match felt like a slow collapse. The squad had talent, but no direction. The dressing room was divided, the tactics were confused, and the once mighty aura of Manchester United had completely vanished. When Ruben Amorim arrived in November 2024, the mood was toxic. His first weeks were chaos. After one defeat to Brighton, he called his own team probably the worst in the club's history. That wasn't exaggeration, it was honesty. United had no rhythm, no structure, and no identity. The media mocked him, fans questioned the appointment, and pundits called him too idealistic for English football. But behind the chaos, Amorim was quietly building something ruthless, something calculated. The appointment and risky restart, Amorim knew he wasn't inheriting a team. He was inheriting a storm. His challenge wasn't just tactical, it was psychological. The fear wasn't in the opponents anymore. It was in United themselves. So he did the unthinkable. Instead of tearing everything apart, he studied the damage. He looked at the cracks, the mistakes, the players who'd been written off. He told the board one simple truth. We're not rebuilding. We're rediscovering. It didn't start smoothly. Early losses and tactical confusion made headlines. But Amorim didn't blink. He stayed loyal to his 3-4-3. Fans wanted 4-2-3-1. Critics wanted pragmatism. He wanted identity. He told his squad, we either play brave or we die trying. That mindset would soon change everything. The tactical blueprint emerges. At first glance, Amorim's tactics looked reckless. A high defensive line, long balls from the goalkeeper, wingers pressing like forwards. It felt like madness until it started working. The secret wasn't chaos. It was controlled risk. Amorim realized his team couldn't dominate possession the way City or Arsenal did. So instead of hiding their flaws, he weaponized them. His defenders began launching long, targeted passes straight into the final third, not out of desperation, but design. Senna Lamens, the young Belgian keeper, was at the center of it. 45 long passes against Liverpool, each one part of a plan. Win the first duel, chase the second ball, and strike before the opponent could reset. In transition, United became lethal. In structure, they became unbreakable. Suddenly, what once looked like chaos began to look like genius. New faces, new heroes. Every revolution needs its soldiers, and Amorim found his. Matthias Cunha, once labeled inconsistent, has become the heartbeat of this new United. Relentless in the press, fearless on the ball, and ruthless in front of goal. Against Brighton, his strike from the edge of the box was a message to every critic. He's not here to play pretty. He's here to destroy. Bryan Mbeumo, the £71 million summer signing, has already justified every penny. His speed, his composure, his instinct, it's electric. At Anfield, his goal silenced the entire stadium and sent shockwaves through the Premier League. Every time he steps onto the pitch, something happens. And then there's Bruno Fernandes, the captain reborn. After months of criticism, Bruno's leadership has turned quiet and lethal. No more desperation passes, no more overreactions, just precision. His volley against Chelsea, his late assist at Anfield, his orchestration against Brighton. This is a player who finally has a system that amplifies his brilliance. Casemiro, the old general, is the glue holding it all together. Age has slowed him, but his brain runs the game. He reads danger before it happens, positions himself perfectly, and turns defense into attack in seconds. When he's on the pitch, United breathe differently. This core, Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno, Casemiro is the backbone of Amorim's United. Balanced, fearless, and united by one thing: belief. The turning points. Every transformation has its defining moments. For United, they came one after another. It started at the Stadium of Light, Sunderland away, a tense must-win match. United didn't just survive, they controlled every minute. A 2-0 victory that felt like a weight lifting off their shoulders. Then came Anfield, the fortress where United hadn't won in nearly a decade. 90 minutes of fury, pressing, and precision. When Bryan Mbeumo's shot hit the back of the net, the roar wasn't just from the players. It came from millions of fans who'd waited too long to feel pride again. A week later, Brighton came to Old Trafford. 4 goals, total control. For the first time, United looked not like a team chasing points, but a team making statements. 3 straight league wins, 9 points, and most importantly, a clear identity. The system within the system. Amorim's genius lies in his simplicity. On paper, his shape is 3-4-3. In motion, it's something else entirely, a symphony of triangles. Analysts now call it the double triangle, 2 mirrored structures on either side of the pitch. On the right, Amad Diallo, Mbeumo, Casemiro. On the left, Dalot, Cunha, Bruno. It's balance in motion. When one triangle attacks, the other stabilizes. When both press, the opponent suffocates. The system stretches wide, dominates the half spaces, and keeps transitions lightning fast. The result? United can play vertically without losing control. Every movement feels choreographed but spontaneous, like a jazz performance built on discipline. Amorim has finally given United something they've lacked for years: rhythm, defensive redemption. For all the flair going forward, the true foundation of this rebirth lies at the back. Senna Lamens, calm beyond his years, commands the back line like a veteran. His saves against Liverpool and Brighton weren't just reactions, they were statements. United finally have a keeper who projects confidence instead of chaos. Matthijs de Ligt has become the defensive general Amorim always dreamed of. Composed, powerful, and fearless in the press. Harry Maguire, once mocked endlessly, is now a symbol of redemption. His towering header against Liverpool wasn't just a goal, it was a moment of vindication. Luke Shaw has quietly evolved into one of the most intelligent fullbacks in Europe, stepping into midfield when needed and dictating play with maturity. And Lenny Yoro, the 19-year-old prodigy, is proving that age means nothing when your reading of the game is that sharp. Together, they've built something United haven't had in a decade: trust. The line moves as one. They press as one. They suffer as one. This defense isn't just solid, it's synchronized, and it's the reason opponents are starting to fear United again. The mindset shift. What Amorim has done goes beyond tactics. It's psychological warfare. He's rebuilt confidence player by player, moment by moment. Every training session is designed to recreate the pressure of real games. Every speech reminds them of one thing: you're Manchester United. Act like it. Inside the dressing room, there's no more talk about projects. No more waiting for next season. Amorim banned that word. We win now, or we learn how to. And it's working. Even after setbacks, a red card, a late equalizer, the players respond differently now. No panic, no collapse, just controlled aggression. The mindset has shifted from fear to focus, from excuses to execution. The stakes and the scrutiny. Of course, not everything is perfect. Amorim still faces immense pressure. United's finances are strained from missing Europe. The board's patience is finite, and the Premier League doesn't forgive bad weeks. His tactics are still criticized, too direct for some, too risky for others. But every time the critics circle, his team responds with performance. United sit just a few points off the top 4. They've beaten Liverpool. They've dismantled Brighton. They've rediscovered intensity. For once, the fans aren't arguing about formations. They're arguing about how far this team can go. The bigger picture. This revival isn't about one manager or one tactic. It's about rediscovering what Manchester United means. Under Amorim, the club isn't chasing nostalgia. It's building something new: structure over chaos, courage over comfort, He's created a team that plays with identity, energy, and conviction. A team that doesn't wait for magic, it manufactures it. And the scary part? They're only getting started, because while other clubs are stretched thin chasing trophies across Europe, United have one clear goal: the Premier League. One focus, one mission. That clarity could be their secret weapon. Conclusion: the fear returns. For a long time, Old Trafford was silent. Now it's alive again. Every pass feels sharper. Every goal feels louder. Every opponent feels the weight of history pressing down on them. Ruben Amorim has brought back something no statistic can measure: belief. This isn't the United of frustration and false dawns. This is a United built on purpose, power, and precision. A United that's learned to weaponize its pain. They're not just competing again. They're coming for everyone. So if you're a Manchester United fan, brace yourself, because the fear factor is back. And this time, it's not going anywhere.